everyone. Mario Martinez Jr., CEO of Ingresso, and I'm with the fantastic 8. Well, actually, -1. Bernie Borges, our CMO, is not here. Everyone from Ingresso, wave hello.
Hey.
Hey. What we're talking about today is the 2019 best sales or sales leadership tip. And so what we want to do is we're going to do a round robin around the room here and get some information from everybody on this call. Let's start with Mr. Kurt Shaver. Mr. Kurt Shaver, give us your 2019 best sales or sales leadership tip.
Hey guys, Kurt Shaver, Chief Sales Officer of Ingresso. My best sales tip for 2019, even though it's a new year, it's an old tip, but it all has to do with referrals. So I'm going to really encourage people, hey, use LinkedIn to get referrals. That is the #1 way of starting a new sales cycle because you're trading off the trust and credibility that that mutual party has. And LinkedIn tells you who those common connections are. So as you grow your LinkedIn network and you find those common connections, create your messaging to reach out to that common connection, ask for an introduction to your target prospect, and that'll accelerate your sales cycle.
Fantastic. You've heard it from our Chief Sales Officer, Mr. Kurt Shaver. Now we'll keep on going around the Brady Bunch circle here. Let's go next to Stan Robinson Jr. Give us your best sales tip for 2019.
Hey everyone, this is Stan Robinson Jr., Director of Training and Coaching with Ingresso. Mine is on LinkedIn updates. Now, let's assume that you're already posting regularly, which both your human visitors and LinkedIn's algorithms love. But two things. First, since over 60% of LinkedIn's audience is looking at it on a mobile device, the first 3 lines in your post need to grab their attention. Think of them like an advertising headline. So pay some attention to those. Second and last, LinkedIn keeps introducing new features, one of the most recent of which is the ability to share documents in a LinkedIn post. Now, LinkedIn's algorithms tend to give a little more love to new features. So experiment with sharing documents in LinkedIn posts to raise your level of visibility. That's it. Have an awesome 2019.
I love that tip, Stan. That was a great one as well. Let's go next around the Brady Bunch square here, or rectangle. I guess it'd be a square. Let's go next to Mr. David Go. David, take it away.
Hi, Peter Brady here. My voice is just starting to change. But my tip is about using your sales and customer service team to extend your PR in LinkedIn. Like, well, wait a minute, David, marketing takes care of that, right? Well, of course they do. Marketing puts out a lot of professional content with professional writers. But LinkedIn data shows that the average employee has 10 times the social reach as the company page in LinkedIn. So what you want to do is to reach out to your sales team and your customer service team to write their own blog posts. Of course, using some of your approved messages. You may want to have one little loop of approval in there, but don't hold them back. Don't try to control everything. In fact, curate instead of control, and let your employees extend the reach of your public relations.
That's an excellent one, and that's David Go, Director of Training and Coaching out here on the West Coast. Let's move now over to the beautiful, the wonderful Miss Angela Duns. Take it away, Angela. What's your best sales tip for 2019?
Hi, everybody. I am a director for training and coaching over on the West Coast, and my tip is for entrepreneurs. If you are an entrepreneur, one of the most important things that you can do to build your network and to grow sales is to look at who's viewing your profile. LinkedIn it's approaching 600 million members. If somebody's taken the time and trouble to look at your profile, there's probably a reason for it. And wouldn't you want to know? They've probably been recommended from a friend, someone that they trust, or they found you in a search if your profile is well optimized. Always reach back to anyone that's looked at your profile, even if they're a first connection. Maybe it's been a long time since you've talked to them. Find out what it is that they might have used as a reason to look at your profile. But if they're a second connection, definitely connect with them. Use a tool like Auto Text Expander and have a comment all ready to go so that you can do this on the fly and do it in your mobile as well. The message that I like to use is, thank you for looking at my profile. Is there anything I can do to help you out professionally? Let's at least connect. And that has been an excellent business opportunity for me. I've gotten lots of great connections, built relationships, and gotten business out of that. And a keynote speech, my very first ever, was from Reaching Back.
Fantastic. And now we're going to head over to the other side of the United States, and we're going to go to Mr. Chuck Shaver. Chuck, take it away.
Hello, everyone. Are you guys using video? Please tell me you're using video, because video is the hands down leader in online content. It has way far percentage of views than any other means of communication. So please use it. We use OneMob. There's several others there, but I want to touch on 3 things that are very important with using video. Number 1, it allows you to deliver a ton of digestible content. Number 2, it's extremely accepted. And number 3 delivers tons of value. So let me touch on those a little bit. So digestible content, it allows you to give a one-on-one personalized little message to let someone feel connected, but then it also allows you to put in embedded content that has links to different information. So you can pack a lot into a tiny little package that's very digestible, and then they can on their own time go and explore the other areas. Number 2 is the acceptance. Gartner, Forrester, a lot of people out there have tons of data proving the facts of how valuable this is. Gartner says in 2020 that 85% of the buyer's journey is going to be completed without ever interacting with a company. So that means you have to get out there and you have to get that content in front of them. Forrester says 12 pieces of content are now going to be absorbed by everyone with the buyers that they go with the company that they choose. So you got to get that content out there. So why not go with the best platform or the best means to be able to deliver that to all of your people? And then the final is delivering the value. So you get that personal message, you get professional embedded content that's vetted by your company. So if you're a regulatory industry or something, you can make sure it's all pre-approved content and it's written professionally. And then the best part of all is analytics. You get to find out which ones are getting read, how long they're getting read, which ones are, getting the best word out there. So you know where to best spend your time. So get out there and use your video.
Love it. Taken from Mr. Chuck Shaver, Sales Director out with Vengresso. And last but not least, I cannot hold back my excitement to hear from our Chief Visibility Officer, Viveka Von Rosen. Now, Viveka, are you sharing 2 tips?
I can absolutely share 2 tips today. I can be both Viveka and Bernie. So.
There we go. That's what I thought you were doing, because Bernie didn't make it here.
Exactly. So first of all, as Viveka and as the Chief Visibility Officer, I want to make sure that the modern seller knows who their buyer is, right? That's number 1. You have to be so clear on who your buyer is, because 68% of prospects look at your profile before making a decision. And so they need to be able to recognize themselves in what you create in your profile, the brand that you create on your profile. Now I'm talking mostly LinkedIn, but of course this goes for all the other social profiles as well, Twitter, Instagram, etc. Now, the important thing to remember specifically with LinkedIn is it is so much more than just a resume. Your profile needs to be a resource for your prospect or customer, and it should position you as a trusted advisor and a thought leader in your company and in your industry. Now you can do this by doing things like creating a branded background image that's aligned with your company's brand or your own company's brand. An engaging headline, not just your title at company, but something that speaks again to your buyer. A summary that further explains how you help people and who you help, and some specific examples maybe of how you've helped folks. So when they look at your profile, they're like, oh yeah, that's what I do, and I have that problem too, and this person can help. And then, of course, media. You want to add media, which enforces what you've shared in your summary and in your headline, but it also becomes a resource, as I mentioned before. And all of that bundled together helps to build credibility and positive sentiment. And if your profile is not focused on your seller, then you're just plain missing out on opportunities. So make sure that you've got a strong and powerful brand for 2019. So that's me as Vivica Von Rosen, Chief Visibility Officer. Now, what I also want to talk about is content, because I'm a huge, huge fan of content. And to Chuck's point, video is so important. Now, the modern seller, they need to engage their prospects with content. They need to be that resource, right? And so they need to know what their prospects or their suspects' point of pain is and what's interesting to them. So Bernie also recommended to create a short video. Now, we use a tool called OneMob, and it's a recording and delivery program or platform. It's really, really great. And in that, we can use content to explain what the person's issue might be and how we can solve it. We can share content with it and why it's relevant and the benefit they'll derive from it, right? And then we can use the OneMob video and deliver it through any digital channel. We can do it through email, through a text, through a private message on LinkedIn. And then sellers, what's so cool about the OneMob tool is that sellers can create templated videos that can be used over and over and over again. Again, personalized, one-to-one, one-to-many, and then that way you can engage prospects and speak to what their needs are with relevant content that has the best chance of creating and sustaining that sales conversation. So a lot of different ways to use LinkedIn and some cool video tools out there like OneMob. But I think, Mario, we haven't heard from you yet. So what is your best tip for 2019 for some of the other sales leaders out there? Oh, Captain, my Captain.
I love it. Vivica, I just wanted to clarify. I think you said 68%, but I think that number was 62%.
Oh, 62%.
Right. So I just wanted to clarify for all of you listening in.
Thank
Vivica
you.
Actually has written an article that said 62. That came from the State of Sales report from LinkedIn, but in her excitement, she said 68%. So,
and my eyes are dilated, so I couldn't read it.
And they're both really high numbers anyway.
It's
a lot of people.
In answer to your question, Vivica, I have a mantra that I am rolling out with here in 2019 for Vengresso and all of our team, of which I believe that every sales leader needs to be thinking the exact same way. And it's basically 3 words that makes up a question that you as a sales leader and you as a salesperson in anything that you do, whether it's with the customer, whether it's internally, whether you're putting a proposal together, whether you're doing a contract, whether you're negotiating, whether you're making a call, whether you're using LinkedIn, whether you're sending an in-mail or an email, or you're doing a video. 3 words, 1 question. Here we go, Kurt. Here's got it written.
Yeah.
Is it awesome? Is it awesome? That is the question.
I knew it.
Ourselves every single time. And if it's not awesome, then you cannot give that to a customer. A customer will not think it's awesome, and it will not stand out from the crowd. Make yourself different from everyone else. And that is what makes us so special, Viv, is because when people connect with us, guess what they're getting? They're getting a welcome message with a personalized video that has content to them that's going to help them. That's awesome. When we work with clients, we want to make sure it's awesome. When we send something out to a client, a proposal, a contract, we have multiple eyes on it. When we produce an article, we produce a video just like this. Is it awesome? That's my best tip. Ask that question, make that part of your culture, and make that part of your personal mantra. So for all of you listening in, thanks so much for listening to our 2019 sales tips and sales leadership tips. Everyone at Vengresso, say goodbye, and we'll see you later. Take care, y'all.